Alfa Romeo is ready to embrace the future. The automaker has plans to fully electrify its lineup through the end of the decade, but if you look at it right now, all you see are a sedan and a mid-size SUV in the US. Now that is a pretty big bridge to gap, but don't worry, Alfa Romeo is hard at work at making that happen, and the 2023 Tonale represents that first step. Across all markets where it will be offered, the Tonale will come in 5 different variants: 2 battery electric hybrids, a plug-in hybrid, a gas-only, and a diesel. Now we're not getting all 5 of those in the US, we're limited to just the PHEV and the gas-only versions. At 130 and 160 horsepower, the traditional hybrids are a little underpowered for the US market, while the US and diesel, let's just say they don't have the strongest relationship. The gas engine Tonale will come with a 2-liter inline-4 that makes 256 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque, mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. As for the plug-in hybrid, that combines a 180-ish horsepower 1.3-liter 4-cylinder on the front axle with a 90 kilowatt electric motor for the rear axle, making a combined 272 horsepower. Its 15.5 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery pack should provide enough juice for a manufacturer estimated range in excess of 30 miles. Aside from the rotary telephone wheels, the Alfa Romeo Tonale doesn't really borrow too many aesthetic elements from its larger sibling, the Stelvio. Up front and out back, the headlights and taillights have a 3-element design to kind of make it a throwback to the Alfas of yore, like the SC. On the side, there is not much. There's a strong character line just under the windows, and that's it. It's a pretty smooth, drama-free appearance. Inside, you'll find some familiar Alfa Romeo touches like the double bubble aesthetic look over the gauge cluster, but otherwise the whole dashboard's been slimmed down a bit compared to the Stelvio, allowing the touchscreen to rise from the dashboard rather than being buried in it. In addition, the mode switch has been moved closer to the driver, and the shifter, well, let's just say it looks normal, unlike the Stelvio's, which looks borrowed from BMW. With every new car interior comes a load of tech, and the Alfa Romeo Tonale is no exception. Directly under the double bubble binnacle is a new 12.3-inch gauge display that can change its appearance to more closely resemble the cool radial gauges of old Alfas. Coming off the dashboard itself is a 10.3-inch screen running the latest Android Automotive OS operating system, but in Stellantis parlance you may know it more familiar as Uconnect 5. Now that includes both Amazon Alexa and Google Assistant capabilities, which, when combined with Alfa Romeo's own in-house app, will let you lock, unlock, start your car, or send it destinations. But if you prefer to stick with your phone, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay are available, and wireless. There's also a heapin' helpin' of safety systems on offer too. The Tonale can be kitted out with lane centering assist, full speed adaptive cruise control, automatic emergency braking, surround view camera, blind spot information, rear cross traffic alert, you name it, it's probably in there. That brings us to the 500-pound gorilla in the room, the NFT tie-in. No, Alfa Romeo's not going to try and sell you some computer-generated image of a zombie monkey wearing the British Crown jewels. Instead, it will be used as an immutable ledger of the car's service history. Every time you go to a dealership, the token will be updated with what happened to the car and when. The idea is to give second, third, and beyond owners a little extra peace of mind that their car was taken care of before it landed in their hands. However, Alfa Romeo did note that the NFT cannot be updated at a third-party mechanic, so if you're the kind of person to skip a dealership, this may not apply to you. When it comes to the US, the Tonale will be offered in 3 different trims: Sprint, TI, and the top-tier Veloce. Now, each of those will have different aesthetic and content differences, but the information about what's in what package is still TBD, so we're not quite sure yet. And we're also not quite sure on price either, but don't worry, when we know, you'll know. After the Tonale, there are plenty more electrified Alfa Romeos just over the horizon. In 2024, we'll see a car with both hybrid and battery electric variants, and in 2025, we will see the automaker's first fully battery electric car. But until then, if you're a little more interested in the Tonale, which why wouldn't you be, you're watching this video, the order books will open in the 4th quarter of 2022, with early models making their way to owners in the 1st quarter of 2023. Hey, do you guys remember that jackass from college who always brought a guitar everywhere and subjected everybody to his terrible OAR covers? Well, if you don't want to hear me make music, you need to like and subscribe to our page and hit the notification button. Otherwise, it's time to rock and roll. Okay.